Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the first chapter in history, which is when, where and how. We have already seen about these two topics. The first one is Indian history of the medieval period. This period is divided into two parts: early medieval period and later medieval period. The second topic is how India got its name. In the past, India has been known by different names by different people at various times, such as Sapt Sindhu, Bharatas, Hindustan. In part 1, synopsis of the lesson. In this session, we are going to see the following topics: sources of history. Under this, we have buildings or monuments. The second one is coins. The third one is biographies and autobiographies. Fourth one is travelogues. Fifth one is paintings and artifacts. Now, let's see some keywords: construct, art, architecture, social, economic, and political. Construct means build or make something, typically a building, road, etc. Art means the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture. Architecture means the art or practice of designing and constructing buildings. Social means relating to society or its organization. Economic means relating to trade, industry, and money. Political means relating to the government or public affairs of a country. Now, let's see about the first topic, sources of history. Under this, we have buildings or monuments. In the medieval times, different types of buildings like temples, mosques, forts, tombs, palaces were constructed. Here, medieval times means Middle Age. Careful study of these buildings tells us a lot about the art, architecture, and social, economic, and political life of the period in which they were constructed. Here, art means the expression or application of human. Architecture means the art or practice of designing and constructing buildings. Social means relating to society or its organization. Economic means relating to trade, industry, and money. Political means relating to the government or public affairs of a country. So, some of the examples are as follows. Next, we are going to learn about important forts and palaces. First, we have Red Fort. The Red Fort is a historic fort in the city of Delhi in India that served as the main residence of the Mughal emperors. Next, we have Agra Fort. Agra Fort is a historical fort in the city of Agra in India. It was the main residence of the emperors of the Mughal dynasty until 1638. Next, let's see about Gwalior Fort. Gwalior Fort is a hill fort near Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, Central India. Next, we have Golconda Fort. Golconda Fort is located in the western part of Hyderabad city. Next, let's see about Mandu Fort. Mandu is an ancient fort city in the central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh. It is surrounded by stone walls dotted with gateways. Look at this picture. This is a palace at Jaipur. Now look at this picture. It is a palace located at Jaisalmer. Next, we are going to see some important mosques. Jama Masjid. It is located at Delhi. It is one of the largest mosques in India. It was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan between 1650 and 1656 at a cost of 1 million rupees. Next, we have Moti Masjid. It is located in Agra. It was built by Shah Jahan. Next, we are going to learn about temples. Brihadishwara Temple at Tanjore. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Khajuraho Temple in Madhya Pradesh. Sun Temple at Konark. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Next, we have Dilwara Temple. Dilwara Temple, situated in Mount Abu, district of Rajasthan, is a famous tourist attraction for its extraordinary architectures. Next, we have Golden Temple. The Golden Temple is located in the holy city of the Sikhs, Amritsar. The Golden Temple is famous for its full golden dome. Next, we are going to learn about tombs. First, we have Humayun's tomb. Humayun's tomb is the tomb of the Mughal Emperor Humayun in Delhi, India. Next, we have Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is located in New Delhi. Next, we have Safdar-Jung tomb. It is situated in Delhi. Other monuments. Besides those mentioned above, buildings like Qutub Minar, Char Minar, Victory Tower, etc. were also constructed. Now, look at the picture. Qutub Minar. It is located in New Delhi. Next, we have Char Minar. It is located in Hyderabad. Next, we have Victory Tower. It is located in Rajasthan. Next, we are going to learn about coins. Coins were issued by various rulers which depict the date and at times show the pictures of the ruler. So, coins help us to know about the rule and extent of the ruler. It tells us about the date and time of the ruler. Metals used in these coins tell us about the economic state of the kingdom. Here, metals means a solid material, example iron, gold, silver, aluminium, etc. So, metal used in making the coin tells us about the economic condition. Next, we are going to see about biographies and autobiographies. First, let's see about biography. Biography means a life history of a person written by someone other than the individual himself. Autobiography means a biography written by a person himself, in other words, an account of a person's life written by that person. So, now you will be familiar with what is meant by biography and autobiography. Right. Biographies and autobiographies of rulers give an insight into the ruler's life and the social, economic and political life during that period. For example, Ain-i-Akbari, written by Abul Fazl, gives an insight into Akbar's administration. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Tuzk-i-Jahangiri, written by Jahangir, about Jahangir. Babar-Nama, written by Babar. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Similarly, we come to know about Prithviraj from Prithviraj Raso, written by Chand Bardai. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Thus, biographies and autobiographies are a descriptive source. Here, descriptive means illustrative or graphic. Now, we are going to learn about travelogues. First, we have to know what is meant by travelogue. Travelogue means accounts given by travelers. A number of foreign travelers visited India during medieval times and have left an account of what they observed. It really helps us to know about the India of that period. Some of the people who wrote travelogues are Ibn Battuta, wrote travelogue about Muhammad bin Tughlaq. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Marco Polo, about South India. Al-Biruni wrote travelogue about Balban. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Abdul Razak wrote travelogue about the Vijayanagara kingdom. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Now, let's see some keywords. Artifacts, description, cultural. Artifacts means an object made by a human beings, typically one of cultural or historical interest. Example, tools, ornaments, etc. Description means explanation. Cultural means relating to the ideas, customs and social behavior of a society. Now, we are going to learn about paintings and artifacts. Paintings, artifacts and descriptions of music and cultural aspects tell us about the culture of medieval times. Here, artifacts means an object made by a human beings, typically one of cultural or historical interest. For example, tools, ornaments, etc. Here, description means explanation of music. Cultural aspects means relating to the ideas, customs and social behavior of a society. Now, look at the picture of Mughal painting. Then, this is the picture of artifacts. Now, let's see some keywords. Inscriptions, document, ruler, correspondence, reconstruct. Inscriptions are the writings on stone, metal, or some materials as an important historical source. Document means a piece of written, printed, or electronic matter that provides information or evidence or that serves as an official record. Ruler means leader. Correspondence means similarity. Reconstruct means recreate. We also have other sources like religious literature, inscriptions, and various documents which were either the orders of the rulers or land records or correspondence between the rulers which help in reconstructing the history of medieval times. Here, inscriptions are the writings on stone, metal, or some materials as an important historical source. Then, various documents. Document means a piece of written, printed, or electronic matter that provides information or evidence or that serves as an official record. Then here, ruler means leader, correspondence means similarity, and reconstructing means recreating. Now let me explain what is meant by religious literature. Religious literature is mostly religious in nature and does not contain definite date for events and kings. In other words, religious literature means literature which deals with religion or the books which are based on religious themes. Some of the religious literature are the Vedas, the epics of Ramayana and Mahabharata, the Gita, and the Puranas. Next, we have inscriptions. Inscriptions are records engraved mostly on rocks, stone pillars, walls, and on metal slabs. Here, engrave means cut or carve a text or design on the surface of a hard object. For the medieval times, we have a lot of written accounts, but historians face lots of difficulties in reading these records due to various reasons. In the next class, let us see why there are problems in interpreting the past. I have enclosed the classwork instructions in the PDF. Kindly refer it. So now, we have reached the end of this session. Thank you.